Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're looking at the Razorcrest. Now, I could have sworn I had done a video. I was kind of looking through some of my old videos, and I did not see this up here. Um, Maybe it's under my old channel name when I was doing Rebel Brick, but I can't seem to find it under Bricks and Dragons. So we're going to kind of go through doing the Razorcrest again, and we will take a look at it. So when we look at this, it is, it's all to figure scale. When we kind of open up the cockpit, it did. Wow, I got to learn how to speak today. All right, so we have three figures for sure. It's been a little while since I've opened her up. So we have Grief. I believe it was Grief Tarka. I might be saying it wrong. And later on in the series, he became the administrator of, and I can't even remember the name of the planet there. Unfortunately, the actor himself, we've kind of lost him, so it's kind of a sad thing. But we do have him as a character here. Started off more as a foe for the Mandalorian, and later on became more of an ally. And of course, we have the Mandalorian himself. So if you do take the helmet off on this version of the Mandalorian, because we had never seen his face, we do have a black head on there, which kind of covers up his face and everything else. And I know that they had done that for some of the clone troopers and some of the stormtroopers from time to time as well. And of course, then we get everybody's favorite little Grogu. Here's a little baby mold. And if you really notice, it's the same baby mold that they do. They just made sure the hands are green, and of course, his head is the nice little Grogu head. So cute, lovable guy. And you see we have enough room in here. We can get the two figures sitting side by side. Here's the Mandalorian's rifle. And actually, this look of it has a very big take on one of the animated series for Boba Fett. So they really gave him that same look there, which is kind of funny how they've treated Boba Fett, because he was the original Mandalorian. And then, of course, then we have Grief, and then we had two pistols that came here, so I gave them both a Grief, because if I have the Mandalorian himself piloting, I figured he doesn't need a pistol in his hand. And I'm hoping I can get his hands down here so we can get them all in here. Come on, sit. Put Grogu in his lap, the buckle in back there, and then we have the Mandalorian here. Okay, if I can get the rifle to sit how I want it so I can get the Mandalorian in here, that'd be wonderful. And I think I usually put the rifle in afterwards, and here I put it in first. Yeah, that's not going to work, so I will have to, unfortunately, take the rifle out first. Alright, now let's get them in here and get things going. Come on, Grief. There we go. Oh, geez. Grogu doesn't want to sit upright. Of course, his hands might be in the way too. I think I might have his hands in the wrong position here. Now we got him in there, and then we'll get the rifle on the side, and then we'll get them all covered up here so that way they don't fall out. Alright, so this does have quite a bit of doors in that to open up, so you can see on the inside. So we can actually bring down both sides here. So trying to lift this up, you do have the one side, which was his bed, and it actually has like a little sliding, or he was kind of able to just crawl in underneath here. I'll flop that one up, and on this side you could see kind of his weapon storage. So if I wanted to take his rifle, I probably could put it down here. For whatever reason, I just keep throwing it back up there. And it looks like I do have another droid up here as well. We do have more doors on the sides, because I can open all this up, and I can also open that up. This is actually the landing ramp that we have. And then we have this, so you can actually get on the inside. If you notice, it is very plain on the inside. They did that on purpose, so you can try and get figures in here. We have the droid here. So, and I'm kind of drawing a blank on the actual designation name that we had for this droid, but it was on the IG-88 series. I know it's an IG something or other, but based off of that same lineage. So I will put them on here, put them back, and then we have a speeder trooper sitting all the way in the back here. So we'll kind of close this up on this side. We do have the ramp, so you could drop the ramp because he does use that ramp from time to time. And this clicks, so if you want to just click it down 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down, you can kind of do that. The landing gear is fixed in place, although in the show it does actually retract. And then as we go on to the other side, we can drop these down here as well. And of course, because this is all wide open, we just have the same view. Although on this side, you do notice that it is bricked up a little bit more. Hopefully I'm getting you a good view. It's bricked up, and if you look at these guys, these are actually supposed to be prisoners in carbonite. So I don't remember. Oh yes, I can take them out. So we do have prisoners in carbonite. So, and that goes back to some of the first episodes where he actually had the prisoners kind of sitting there in carbonite, just kind of sitting there. So, and then we have the engines. So the engines don't actually, I don't believe that they actually move, although I do think that they actually tilt in the show. They do not move here. Trying to remember. Otherwise, I'm thinking of Firefly, and I'm sorry if that's what I'm thinking of, because I'm just trying to remember if they actually move or not. I don't think they do. Otherwise, they would have done it. I don't know if you guys notice this as much. We do have shooters here, and you know that I'm not a big fan of having the shooters on, but we do have shooters. So if you were to pick this up and find this somewhere, we do have shooters, and of course we have the big cannons here. The original designation for this was, I believe, more of an assault craft, although I think this kind of ran under the same issue that one of the other kind of ships that they had done during the Clone Wars series, where the ship itself was considered more of a transport, but really the ship was a combat shuttle. Yes, it's got some cargo room. Yes, it could be used for running freight missions or freight duties or whatever. But really, it was more of an assault ship, and that's really what this is. Nice big engines on here to give it plenty of thrust. Small little cargo, but with the big cannons on there. Not just the cannons here, but we do have the setup here. I believe this was supposed to be torpedo launchers. I'm going to mess this up. I know I'm going to. Either concussion missiles, or I'm trying to think what they were calling them in Star Wars. So, and you can answer me in the comments here or whatever. I don't think this opens up. I don't remember this opening up. I think this is just supposed to be, because it was supposed to be a ladder system, just kind of going up the ladder and coming in here. So this really wasn't supposed to open up. It's really just the cockpit that opens. So, and of course for the launchers, we have this back here. You push down on that and it launches. The actual engine system is really kind of back here to leads power to our engines here. So a lot of that is all top mounted, so it's nice and easy to get to. There it is, and that even comes out, so if you want to say you want to pick this up and work on it, you could do that. And I thought that was a feature it had in there. Okay, and then looking at the back, this all is just the tail strut here, so there's not much there. But this was not a very cheap thing when I had picked it up, but I so dearly loved the show. I still do. Sounds like they're coming out with another season of it, I think. We can always hope. We'll see how they go. But I did want to pick this up, and I was sad when unfortunately it got beat up to the point where it actually they destroyed it. They blew it up on us. So, but I was very happy I was able to pick it up. Like with most ships in Star Wars, we get iconic ships and we fall in love with them, great designs, because we see that ship as an extension of the character, and the Razorcrest was really no different from that same mold. So in tomorrow's video, I'm sorry, I've got other things going on. I'm not going to be doing any role-playing games, at least for this weekend. We may put that on hold for just a little bit. I've got other things I've got to sort through, so I just don't have the time. But if for nothing else, we'll get some other videos. We'll make sure that we get our fix on doing the Legos, looking at some of this stuff, and that. And then tomorrow we'll try and get up the Mandalorian's Naboo Starfighter. So look for that one for tomorrow. This one I'll get up here today yet, and then we'll go from there. Thank you always for visiting, for spending time around the pool table. I always appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.